Alright guys, coming back at you with a new video. Today we're starting out behind my house where the cab is. I'm going to rip off this fender right here because I got yelled at by my landlord at the shop about having the bed outside. So that's going to go to the scrapyard, and I'm going to take this with me because that's pretty much junk too. And why make two trips when I can only make one? So I'm going to set up the time lapse a little bit, pull this fender off, and then throw it in the trailer. We're going to head to the shop after that. Alrighty, well, mission success. Got the fender off. That was a little interesting. I had forgotten that the hinge for the hood mounts to that and you can't remove it, so I had to end up digging back in there and getting that off, but it's off. And how about that? That's probably not good. So that guy can go to the yard with us and I don't have to keep looking at it. So I don't know when I'll catch up with you next, but we'll probably be loading up more rusty junk. So see you in a minute. Alrighty guys, picking back up with you. We are at the shop. You can see bed's no longer here on the trailer. So we got the bed, the front passenger fender, a little bit of my scraps, and she's all tied down. I was gonna time lapse this, but I just wanted to get it done. So gotta give her the old shake, say that's not going anywhere. That means it can't fall off that way. And GMC is over here putting in a little work. So we're gonna go take this stuff over to the scrapyard, and maybe I'll take a little video there as they're picking it off. Maybe I won't, and catch up with you later when we're back at the shop. Alrighty guys, we are back from the scrapyard. Dropped the bed off, had a successful trip over there, no tip overs or loss of cargo. So I'll turn around real quick here, but everything's all empty. So one thing that I learned is sheet metal, or they call it shredder or whatever, which is what the bed is made of, that pays less than like auto cast, which would be like your brake rotors and stuff like that. So I didn't know that really. I had a couple small auto cast things, and he's like, well, I'll just throw them in there, which ended up screwing me because I didn't know any better. But anyways, doesn't really matter because I got 24 bucks out of the deal. So that was not very good. But, you know, I figured for 400 pounds worth of stuff that it would pay a little bit more than 24 bucks. But I guess not. If you want to scrap stuff, don't buy rusty pickup truck beds, that's for sure. I'm going to flip you around really quick because I got something pretty beautiful in front of me that I'm staring at. So, all right, here we go. Look at this. So, since the last time you guys saw this, this has been sandblasted. So here's our frame. It looks pretty dang good. There's some spots that are weaker than we knew. There's some spots that we knew were weak that is, you know, going to end up getting fixed. One of the spots that was unexpected, right up here on the frame horn, did not expect that. And the weird part is, for the most part, it's still pretty freaking solid, but he was able to blast through it with his sandblaster. So you have to cut a little piece out of there and put a new piece in, which honestly, I think this truck might have been in an accident at some point in time and messed up the frame horn there. That's the frame horn, by the way. Because we got this questionable welding and we don't have it here. So that's someone's failed repair, or repair that eventually must have been thinner metal or something like that. But no bueno on that part. I haven't exactly looked over 100% the rest of it, but to my surprise, this right here, this is the leaf spring area, pretty thick actually. So kind of surprised by that. These are junk, we knew about that. And so just overall, this is kind of our problem area right here. And that actually turned out, for the most part, pretty good. So I told him when he blasted, I said, don't do the cross members, don't do from right about here back, because it's all going to get cut off. So what I'm going to do next, because this frame is kind of our main area of attention, I'm going to open the garage door and I'm going to roll this out. And I'm going to start by taking all the sand that's kind of in here and up in here and stuff like that. And I'm going to blow it off with some compressed air so that we don't have a bunch of sand. And then I can start taking some paint over rust, the Pour 15. I can start doing in here just to start killing off some of that. And then essentially after that, once I get all this blown off, I want to work on the cab and start getting that ready to eventually put on the frame. I'm not going to move along super fast with fixing this and that kind of stuff for today, because I got something in the works for this frame that might end up delaying the use of this frame. And if you don't know what that means, you'll find out in the next video, hopefully. So, yeah, you're going to see some time lapse of me blowing all the sand off this thing. And I'll catch up with you once we get that done. Alrighty, so catching back up with you. Got the frame all blown out, looking pretty good actually. So all the extra dust and sand and stuff is off of it. I got like 2 really big full dust pans off of and out of the frame rails and stuff, which most of it came out of like holes like these, and I was able to push it so that it was down in there. There's quite a pile out here, which maybe you were able to tell from the time lapse, maybe not. So this is getting all kinds of wind, but that's going to come back inside here in a little bit. Just a little bit of organizing. That's going to go home with me. It's about riding season, so I want to get that thing running. I'm going to do a little time lapse on the cab here. I'm going to work on cleaning up the inside a little bit. I'm going to vacuum it out. Prioritize getting this thing kind of ready to go eventually on a frame. So like I said, holding off on some of the fabrication on the frame out there. So I want to keep moving ahead, making progress. So I'm going to clean this guy out, vacuum it out, and then we'll see what time that lands us at. And then kind of get a list rolling together for myself. Get a list going together of what I need to bring from the cab at my house, the old cab, to this cab, because there's clearly some of the parts missing. So like our dash bezel, our instrument cluster, our radio, the lower dash panel here, which actually it looks like it's up there, the glove box, center console area, or the center console cover, and then of course seats, center console, the back piece, and then the C-pillar area. So like I said, gonna get this cleaned out for now, and then I'll catch back up with you guys in a little bit. Alrighty, catching back up with you. So, since last time I saw you, we got the inside vacuumed. Doesn't look perfect, but it's pretty good. There was a lot of the interior, like nuts and bolts that hold like the dash and all that stuff together on the floor, which is kind of weird. What else? I slightly cleaned the inside, like the top of the dash and that area, which was pretty nasty. So it's not perfect, but it's much better, and I feel a little better working inside of there. What I'm trying to figure out is, and I probably won't figure it out, but what this truck, there goes my glass, what this truck was and what it was becoming. There's a sticker inside the door jamb that says Riverside County Waste Management Department. So I don't know if at one point in time this was like a county or a city or, you know, a township's vehicle, and it got in an accident and then went to an auto auction. I know it went to an auto auction because it's got the auto auction like Copart sticker on the windshield here. And the back of the cab does have paint marker written on it that says like J16273 right there. So I know at one point in time it went to an auction and got bought. What I don't know is from the VIN number, what was the truck originally? And I need to do a little looking on that, because from what I can tell, the VIN number, this was a base model work truck. It had no options. And so the weird thing is, I think someone started this as a project because it's got steering wheel controls in it. It's got push button 4-wheel drive, and the passenger side, the power windows are all hooked up, and the harness is in the right spot underneath the dash. So I'm not exactly sure what this truck was and what it's gonna be, or what it was going to be at the time, but I think it was a work truck. Someone pulled the dash out of it and put a dash in from like a well optioned out truck. So works for me because I didn't have to do all the dash pulling. So hopefully the person that put the dash together or in did a good job and hooked everything up. Not very confident in that though. So who knows, we might end up pulling a dash out in the future because something doesn't work, but hopefully not. Let me flip you guys around real quick. So the one thing that's not super, that I'm not super thrilled about is I think this truck sat where I bought it from for a while without doors on it. And I say that, and I have that suspicion because it smells a little musty in here, which is not a big deal because there's not much in here to be musty, but it smells a little musty. And then I was vacuuming and I was pulling this up and I'm like, oh, that looks a little, you know, saturated at some point in time. And wow, this come on, there we go. Then I look at this. And so you can see that's the SRS module, the safety restraint system module, which basically deploys your airbags and locks up your seatbelts when you get in an accident. And that whiteness is all corrosion. So I think what I'm gonna end up doing is either pulling the carpet slash carpeting backing from the other truck and putting it in here, and then I'm gonna need to take the SRS module from the other truck and hopefully all the pins in that connector are not bad. Otherwise, I'm gonna have to take care of that too. So I wasn't expecting that, but I'm glad I know about it now instead of like when I'm trying to drive the truck and it smells like dead mice in there. So next up on my list, I want to put a black headliner in this. So I'm going to pull the headliner out of here, and I'm going to do that because this one's in really, really bad shape. The other truck's is in bad shape, but it's not in this bad shape. So I'm going to use this one for my trial run. And so I'm going to pull the headliner out of this, and then we'll take that home eventually, or we'll take that home and eventually we will pull that apart and put a new headliner material on it. Alrighty, checking back in with you. Got the headliner out. Unfortunately, didn't go so well, and I'll show you in a second. But one thing I did find on top of the headliner is the Mickey Mouse clubhouse, so that's cool. They had a little nest up in here, and this is the back corner. You can see they had a little copper snack too. So let's go over here, and I'll show you what's up with this headliner. I don't know if it's salvageable or not. So this is pretty common for a headliner, right? You got the fabric coming off. What's not so common is the fiberglass backing to start coming off. And then on top of that, I'm gonna lay this up here. The headliner actually cracked. So I'm gonna try and get the other one from the other truck out in one piece. And if that goes well, then this guy's just gonna go in the trash can. So what's next? I'm gonna clean up the Mickey Mouse clubhouse with the vacuum, which I suppose I should have pulled the headliner out before I vacuumed the nice. I made it look all nice because now I got headliner material all over the dash and all that stuff. But I'm gonna vacuum this up, and then I think that might be it for today. Alrighty folks, well that just about concludes me for the day. Got the cab tucked back in the corner, had to move the press over, and she fits back in there just perfect. Frame is up on the 2-post lift, so we're looking pretty organized in here. Pretty happy with that, a little less of a mess. Took the wheels off the frame because that has to do with tomorrow's project. If you got any guesses, please comment below. Take a guess what I'm picking up tomorrow. So maybe some of the clues in this video, the fact that I need a set of wheels, might be able to figure it out. So couple things to tidy up, but I'm gonna close this video out. Thanks for watching. Thanks for sticking along with the project. I know these videos are a little less exciting at this point because we're just kind of doing a bunch of prep work for what's to come next, but my engine should be done here very, very soon, and that's going to be pretty fun. So we will start making good progress on actually turning this into a truck here pretty quick. So thanks again. Subscribe and leave a comment what I'm picking up tomorrow. See you later. Bye.